this machine a psycho though.
Yeah.
It can be a bit temperamental.
Yeah. When do you reckon that was built?
It's probably, would easily be a 20-year-old sewing machine, this one.
Yeah.
Easily be.
Yeah. But made to last.
Yeah, made to last, and the reality is that there's not much difference with the newer sewing machines.
Yeah.
These days, yeah, I mean, we have a copy of this machine downstairs.
Yeah.
That has a lot of automatic controls on it, so they, you know, they have a computer, you know, control unit, and they use pneumatic power to lift up the feet.
Yep.
Do a whole heap of features, auto thread cutting, all kinds of stuff like that. And the other main sort of innovation that's happened with sewing machines in more recent years is the fact that we've gone from what are these old style motors that are electric motor with a clutch, right? So it's operating all the time. It has a clutch. Whereas now we've gone to a digital motor. Which is we call it a servo motor, and
So the foot pedal's obviously on and off and what's your knee pedal doing?
That knee lifts up my feet.
Okay.
Here.
Yeah.
Right, so I don't have to reach around and do that kind of stuff. So that's what the knee.
And foot's forward and reverse.
That's what the knee lift is for. The foot pedal pressing forward drives the machine.
Yep.
Easing or pressing back basically puts the brakes on.
Yep. Yep.
And then the reverse is up here.
Yeah. Okay. And then belt driven.
Belt driven. And since sewing machines were able to go to the digital motors.
Yep.
Now they also make sewing machines that are like direct drive.
Yeah, okay.
But they're really powerful. The motor's kind of built into here instead of where we have this. They're kind of built into here. They still do have a bit of a hand wheel sort of set up on them.
Yep.
And they're direct drive and they're really powerful and really controllable, and they integrate really well with all the electronics. So, But they do a really good job of everything.
So with shade sails and what we're doing today, you're looking for like not too close a loop.
Yeah.
You want to hold a bit of material.
With shade sails, we use really big, heavy-duty sewing machines for the shade sails because we'll be sewing through 6 layers of seatbelt webbing plus the shade cloth at times, and we use a much bigger thread as well, just for strength and sort of the longevity of the lifespan of the thread. But in this kind of machine, for this sort of work, what we're looking for, with shade sails, we're looking for a bigger stitch and less tension on the machine because there's a lot of stretching force goes on, so we don't want our stitches small or too tight. Whereas for something like this, what we want to see is a really nice even stitch and a good sort of tension. You know, we don't want it to be loose on top, and we don't want it to be. We want it to look the same. On the top as what it does on the back. And that's, this machine sort of is pretty nice.
That's like a 5mm sort of spacing there, isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, I can make that stitch quite a lot bigger. I can make it even smaller than that. But when as the stitch gets smaller, they tends to tighten up a little bit. You know?
A good setup with your perimeter table, isn't it? With your feet on, feet off. And that's probably a key part too, isn't it?
Yeah. You really got to have.
The material's got to sit flat.
Yeah, you've got to have good benches and things like that. I mean, these aren't ideal. They've done a good job of building them, but I think to me, what I actually like, and I'm going to modify the bench, and I actually like it that this bench comes out to be level with the foot.
Yeah. Okay.
So that I'm sitting here. You know.
You got your eye over it.
At home have a bit of a curve in them, so I'm sitting here. So I've got table out here, so as I'm working on
doesn't
things,
loop in.
Whereas what ends up happening here, people sit here and their work's sort of coming right around them, rather than that's flowing straight through. And on smaller things, it doesn't matter, but when you're sewing big, long stuff that's up here, you want it coming straight through up to here.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Whoever sort of built and designed these benches, that was what they did. And eventually we'll get around to doing some carpentry and trying to get it to work a bit better for us.
Yes.
Anyway, we'll get there.
Yeah.
So what did we sort of reckon we liked the most with...
Well, look, I was thinking, I folded both of these up, so that's a I think it's at 140, is it? It's a 150, and a net's 152.5.
Yeah.
So I've left a bit of room there if we end up cutting like a, and had a strop.
Yes.
You could top seam it.
Yep.
The bottom we could leave loose.
Yep.
And then obviously our end loops which sit around these.
Yeah.
I've also then done a sort of a pleat, and which I thought, I don't, it might just leave even when it's pulled down tight, it might just give you some character to it.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of different options there. I thought we'd probably sew the leather first on both, and then work out your cut lengths and how it pulls right.
On the end, yeah.
And I think when we last spoke too, you thought potentially you'd have one on the bottom too, but I guess see how it holds.
It just depends how it holds, you know. I mean, it'd be very stiff having.
Yeah.
I mean, we could do a pretty fine we could try and do a fine kind of binding edge on the bottom of it.
Yeah.
I think
I've got a net here. That's what you'd normally see on a table tennis. Where the bottom's just to the left.
Yeah, yeah.
You got the top and then your ends drop, and they've obviously got a tightening thing, but I think our leather's obviously going to do that anyway.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I think it'd be interesting to see. I think when leather sews onto that, sort of pleated, it's gonna
pull down straight.
This will flatten out.
Yeah.
It'll stay looking like this down here.
Yeah, which I think's okay. Just gives it a little bit more character. Like I'd seen in a net.
If you wanted to get it to sort of hold a crease in it,
you'd have to have a fold in it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, we'd have to sort of sew in a little bit of a bit of a pleat into it,
Yeah, I don't think it needs
for example, sort of, and then it would drape a bit.
Yeah.
But I sort of think because it's the wire.
Yeah. I think that.
It's sort of going to hold in place, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Say it'll flatten out here, but it'll have this below it.
Yeah, when that's pulled, you still got that below.
You've still got a bit in it. We can sort of try and do it so that we don't pull that too tight.
Yep.
And so what sort of, say, we'll cut some, we'll make sure that I'll get the straight edge and everything out, and we'll make sure we've got a couple of pieces that are long enough and everything. So how big?
Well, that's what you'd normally see. That's probably 12 mil. I think it probably needs to be bigger than that, doesn't it?
Yeah, probably 15 mil or something like that each side.
Yeah, happy with that.
We'll go and grab a straight edge.
Yeah.
And a marker.
Yep. Do you do a lot of contrasting thread, or is it most things if you're trying to match thread to fabric?
What we do here mostly matching.
Yeah.
In motor trimming.
Yeah.
Often. Contrasting threads.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff that we're trying to do in here, they want it to match.
Yeah.
A lot of times saying, well, it's going to be, it's way up in the air.
Yeah.
No one's really going to see it.
Yes.
So it doesn't quite matter so much.
Yeah. And contrasting threads really showcases your work, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So our net's 1827.
Yeah.
But obviously they're long.
Yeah. I've never been out to Leffler's new location out there in West Melbourne, but I'm sure that it's still a fascinating. Fascinating location,
Oh, it's amazing. So what do you remember about the old one?
Oh, the old one was in York Street, South Melbourne.
Yep.
And it was an ancient building.
Yes.
And it was like, you'd go in through their door and, you'd be in their foyer and there was some stairs that went that way.
Yeah.
And there were some offices there and there were stairs that went up here and you walked along and there was offices and things in there, and you sort of get to the top of the stairs and you could go this way into a room, and this way into a and there was just stuff everywhere, shelving on the walls, big tables out in the middle of it, stuff everywhere, and it was like a joint that it was such an old building. It's like it had, on the second level at the end, you could see where as they'd done some modifications with the building, they closed off what used to be the old loading doors. You know, where they had a above ground level, like an old warehouse that had a thing poking out, and they pulled the bales up into the, you know, off the horse and cart in the street, sort of, that's what it was like. And it was a treasure trove. It had this really unique smell to it. There was everything in there. Everything you could think of for making bags, shoes,
saddles,
just every bit and piece. And there would have been stuff in there that you'd look at it, you could easily look at it and go, that stuff's been here for 100 years, you know. And you go down into the area where they had, was like the leather room, and it was huge. It was a huge space, long, narrow actually, narrow, or narrow-ish kind of place, but very long. And there was every kind of thing, you know. There was snake skins, crocodile skins, bloody kangaroo skins, goat skins, sheep skins, you know, everything you could think of, horse skins, all these sorts of things, and all the automotive leather and all this kind of bizarre. It was a fascinating place. The first time I ever got taken there as an apprentice, I was like, Jesus, check this door out.
What year would have that been?
Oh, I started about 1986. Yeah. 1985, I reckon I started, and so it would have been sometime sort of in the year or so after that, I would imagine. And very interesting. It was like, Jesus, it's like a treasure trove. And
yeah, well, I got that sense too, but I think that old charm would have been, you know, added to it with the old building, and we're actually going to do some filming there next week too. Drop in, and he's Paul, who's the CEO there now, is going to walk around and talk about it.
Oh yeah, great.
So add that in too, which would be exciting. But but it's fascinating, all the buckles and all the different thicknesses of material.
I mean, they do a lot of courses in there for, you know, people doing leather handcrafts and all this sort of stuff as well. They have all the tools and all the different sort. You know, if you want to make belts, if you want to make, you know, anything that you can think of, they bloody have it in there. It's amazing. We'll just cut these. We said about 15. So just reserving these. Just making sure that we've actually got the pieces we need. I've marked them at about 34 mil. Just to allow for a little bit of the, you know, the sort of thickness in the roll over at the fold at the top, you know. If we sort of cut them at, say, if we, you know, marked them at, say, 30 mil, we would have ended up a bit shy of 15 folded.
Yeah, I saw some crocodile skin there, but I was wondering whether it was pressed in cowhide or something. But you reckon they do have? Oh yeah. They got all of that.
I've seen snake skins, all kinds of things in there. You know, like
There was also some white sort of cartilage, looked like the fat from behind the leather. Rawhide. So what would you use that for?
Well, I don't know. Look, the only thing I've ever seen that sort of stuff used for is in like cowboy style western stuff, right? And they use that rawhide for like actually traditional lasso ropes. Are that rawhide. It's like it's all braided together. Like, so they braid it so it's into a round profile. So that's actually what traditional you know, lassos are made.
Yeah, right. So they must make it supple again. It was
all
all quite stiff when I saw it. It was like
they soak it in water. They, you know, they cut it down into strips. Right. They sort of run these tools.
And then weave it like a rope.
That cut it into a strip, and then they get all the strips together, and then they soak them in water or something, and it softens it all up, and then they braid it.
And then
it dries out as they do that. And then they sort of soak it in some kind of oil. That sort of doesn't make it as soft as what soaking it in the water did, but it just protects it, keeps it a bit supple. Because you know, like when you see a proper lasso rope, you're like, how's it so kind of rigid? Because it is.
Yeah.
But that's what that would have been, the rawhide.
Yeah, right.
And it is. It's kind of like a.
And that's the end of the lasso where they're like it's spinning and
Well,
it doesn't.
actually,
the knot doesn't go up. There's a slide.
Like YouTubing stuff and watching stuff on Facebook and that kind of thing. That's what they're doing. They make the whole lasso rope out of it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
And it's interesting. Like you see it, and you're like, how is that? You know, how is that so stiff and rigid? But that's what it's made from. And I think pretty sure the rawhide is kind of
just
a layer
the backing,
that
isn't
comes
it?
from underneath here.
Yeah.
Right. So that's that bit. That reserves our couple of main bits that we want to keep.
Yeah.
What we'll do is we'll cut a little test sample
Yes.
off this. We've got a bit of extra of that stuff, so we will cut a little test sample off here somewhere.
Well, I think this whole area here's got some.
It's very thick down there.
Yeah.
So this bit here, this straight edge here, that's along the top of that's along the top of the spine.
Yeah.
And when
This
you
is a
come
leg.
down here, this is rolling around to the legs and underneath the belly and stuff. So like it's quite you know, it's quite thin there, but as it comes down towards the rear quarters and things, it gets really thick.
Yeah.
And you get a lot of scars in it here because this is where the cattle, they brush against things.
And this would be more the rear, you reckon? Or the. That's maybe the neck.
I reckon that's a front
neck.
You know, front left leg kind of thing down there.
Yeah.
That'd probably be the rear quarter down there.
Yeah.
I would say. And but this is the area where you get lots of scars and things.
Yeah,
you know,
but it's also a lot of interesting character, isn't
it? Yeah, like this sort of stuff.
Like a knotted wood almost.
Yep, exactly. You know, and you see interesting things made out of these sort of pieces.
Yes.
And sometimes scars are really good.
Yeah.
In it, you know, it gives it a bit of character.
Yep.
But you can see how they get all these things will be scars and injuries and you know, where parasites have got to them. And
tells a story.
Yeah, scratch up against bloody barbed wire fences.
Yeah.
This is why the best leather that we use for everything comes out of Europe.
Yeah,
because they don't use barbed wire fences.
Yeah.
The cattle spend a lot of time indoors in winter.
Yeah.
And you know, you get these hides come out of Germany.
Yeah.
Or anywhere out of Europe. That's why Italian leather's so popular for stuff. They're huge hides. The cattle spend, you know, a whole portion of their life often inside in barns and things during winter, and they just get huge and fat. And you end up with these massive skins. Yeah. And they get, because there's no barbed wire, they get no marks and you know, scars and things on it. And you get really nice leather out of it.
Yeah. Well, the Japanese Wagyu, I think they massage the cows with straw and feed them beer and like imagine what their leather must look like.
Their leather would be beautiful.
Yeah, but it's often a byproduct, isn't it? But it's often meat, isn't it? That the cows are farmed for, but
you know, nothing goes to waste in the end.
Yeah.
I mean, every skin.
That's right.
Every skin that comes off every cow. Gets used for something.
Yeah. And thicknesses, like that'd be probably 2.5 mil, something 3 mil.
Yeah. Different thicknesses for different applications. You know. You know, obviously your belts and shoes and things like that are different. Different thicknesses of leather.
Yeah.
This is probably. This is the thickness that we'd use for auto upholstery or furniture.
You can give it a bit of a stretch too.
Yeah, it's not too thick because you know when you're doing lots of seams and things, you sort of don't want it to be too thick.
Yeah.
Gets a bit unsightly, but then again, you know, we have tools and machines for reducing the thickness in places.
Yeah.
You know, skiving, they're called skiving machines. So we could sort of, if I was sewing that together in my workshop at home, I have a skiving machine, so I could run that edge through there, and at about 3/8 wide, it will reduce that thickness by half again.
Really? It
So
takes it
when
off the
I
bottom.
sew two pieces together, I don't have
a
a
raised
huge,
seam.
thick, bulky seam that I'm trying to.
What's that called? A
Skiving machine.
skiving machine. And it takes off the bottom off your.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just reduces the thickness of your leather.
And you're doing it on opposite sides on the two pieces.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
And then that's normally just a sew and join then over the top.
If that would be like where we're back sewing two pieces together. So we had two pieces sitting together like this.
Yep.
And then we were sewing down here.
Oh, and then opening it up.
And then opening it up.
Yeah, you don't see the thread.
To do some sort of top seam on it. Yeah. Or we're just trying to get them to lay, just as flat as possible. To, sometimes, like in auto upholstery, for example, if I was doing a seat, I might have a layer here, a layer on top, and then I'd have piping in there as well. So you could potentially have 4 layers of material.
Wow.
So if it's all full thickness like this, it's too thick. It just makes this massive, bulky, ugly looking thing. So we reduce the thickness of the seams. So by the time we sew 4 layers together, we've kind of got the thickness of, of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that other back sewing, when you pull it open, sometimes they overstretch it, and you can appreciate the threads.
See the stitching inside.
That's done on purpose though, often, isn't it?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
Especially with the coloured thread.
Where we sort of open, where we flatten them out, and we put like a decorative stitch on top of it.
Yeah. And what are your scissors brand?
Normally, these are Mundial ones.
Yeah, Mundial.
From Brazil.
Brazil.
The real ones are the ones we used to all use for a long time were Wiss. From the US with inlaid blades and all that.
So Wiss the same as what the metal snips that we use.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And now, nowadays, the other ones that have come into it are like massive in the market.
Yeah.
Things like the Japanese brands.
Oh yeah.
All right. Yeah. So.
That is looking pretty smart.
Yeah, that looks pretty smart.
It's pretty beautiful.
Yeah. I think if we obviously I've done this bit because we want to see what it can look like.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that the sewing machine's going to sew it nicely.
Yeah.
Which it is. I think that looks really
beautiful.
good. We could go I could show you a bit with a bit of a bigger stitch.
Yeah. That looks pretty smart. And you've done a back stitch to start with, have you?
No, I've just folded it over the edge, so we're just gonna just to sew it once.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of thickness there.
Yeah.
I think.
But this looks like a doubled fit. Is that just to start it?
Oh, that's just to lock off the stitching to begin with.
So you go forward, back, forward.
and back.
Yeah. So it's like a 3-layer.
Just to lock it off. Yeah. Just so the stitch doesn't sort of, want to come apart on me.
Yeah. And you can then trim that and it stays. You don't have to knot it.
And it'll stay there.
Yeah.
It just sort of ends up sewing through itself kind of thing, and it wouldn't unravel.
Yeah, nice.
I probably didn't need to do that there, but that's just habit.
Yeah. Well,
but, I'll show you a little bit. What's
Yeah.
this? So it's about 3.
Yeah. I mean, they both look beautiful, don't they? I think my preference is the finer one, but they both look beautiful, don't they?
You like the smaller one better?
Yeah, what do you
I
think?
think so too, actually.
Yeah.
Now that I look at it.
Yeah.
Like, that's nice.
It is nice.
But I think the smaller one looks better with the
that's true.
with the mesh.
Yeah. But it is more, it looks more hand-stitched though, doesn't it, the bigger one?
Yeah, it does.
So they're both nice.
Yeah. I think the reverse side of the smaller stitch looks better.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That's the thing with it. You sort of get one side that you're going to get one side that's obviously only have. All sewing machines do it as well.
Yeah.
You've got one side that's your upper side.
Yeah. And that's always the better.
And it's
finish.
always that side's always going to look like that. You can't really replicate it on that side.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's pretty smart.
Yeah. I think it looks the part.
Yeah. Well, the bigger one looks more. You appreciate the stitch more, though, don't you?
On the bigger stitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. It sort of just stands out a bit more.
Yeah. I'm actually leaning that way now.
Yeah.
What do you think? They're both beautiful. Are they harder to, is it harder to stitch a bigger one with control?
No.
I'm getting a line right.
I think with the bigger stitch sometimes as well, it's easier to get it to look straighter.
Okay.
It's never, you never go perfectly straight. I think when we mark those, when we cut the pieces that we're going to use for the final one, I think on the inside,
you'll have a scribe line.
We might scribe a line down it so as it really is neat on there. Yeah. So it really sits in well just to help me get it even. But it's folded pretty even. It sits on there pretty evenly, and I think, you know. Actually, when I look at the bigger stitch up here, as you know, obviously when we start off, the machine's obviously found, you know, it's run a bit of thread through it, seems to have got a bit happier there as we've got up to here, and that looks pretty good both sides. Looks very similar both sides. And I don't think the smaller stitch sort of did that. The smaller stitch on the reverse side kind of just wants to disappear, doesn't it? It's just sort of, it's burying itself in there a little bit.
And is the other way to get the same stitch both sides, you use a brown bobbin and then you're stitching it twice? Does that give you that look?
Potentially do that.
Do a double line?
You could potentially do that. Would be to would be potentially to do that, but then you would end up with.
You'd have to offset them a little bit, otherwise they'd pull into each other.
Effectively, you would kind of end up with. The only way to maybe sort of do something like that would be to run down the plain strip, would be to sew in the yellow. Oh,
on both sides? And then sew it with a brown.
Fold it over the top and then sew it closed with a brown.
Yeah, nice.
That would be the other.
Yeah, you don't think about those things normally when you're looking at.
No.
I mean, you do, but
no.
So the average punter.
Yeah, that's right. You know, all the average punter would see, all you would see would be that on both sides. And then you would have a brown stitch that sort of just, you know, would be like this, but without the contrast. So it will sort of disappear into it a little bit. We could have a go and see what something like that looks like.
And getting.
I think that's probably the hardest thing. That's what catches most people out. You know? And you've got to learn that pedal control to have to be able to sew well. And then sort of understanding the machine and different things that happen. It's like, you know, now that we've sewn through a single layer, see how that stitch doesn't look so good. It's like the top's too tight or the bottom's not quite tight enough, you know. Or the stitch size, because we went to what we actually want to do. We'd want to go down a bit of a stitch size.
So it pulled more with double layer. It pulls in more.
It's gone nicer into the double layer.
Is that bobbin tension? Or
yes, that would be to change the bobbin tension to see what it goes through.
And that would pull the top layer down more?
Yeah.
And that's just paper cloth?
Yeah, just a bit of paper, because the back of the leather wants to grip. You can see how even the thickness of the paper has made a little bit of difference to how that stitch looks. You know, like if I actually did, I reckon if I actually did that with it.
And the idea is the paper you can pull off.
You just pull the paper off. And it's a bit of a cheats way of not having to change the bobbin setting, because it starts to get a bit fiddly. You don't want to be doing stuff like that all the time.
Yeah, there you go. Tricks of the trade.
Comes down to being whether it's going to, you know, we'll tack it onto there and see what it looks like. Whether it's actually going to look better or not. Whether it's going to look better than that. And that combined.
Sometimes you overthink it, don't you?
Yeah. Sometimes you've got to try. You kind of got to try. You go, I can try it. And see what it works out like.
Sometimes you come back to what you had to start with.
Sometimes you just come back to go, look, you know.
So that's just the tension of it, having to pull up the bobbin and really pulling in tight.
Pulling through some thickness. You know. I mean, we could get this stitch to look like that.
Yeah.
We would have to just change.
Yeah, a lot of
probably
settings.
back off the bobbin a little bit.
Yeah.
Obviously, it likes a bit more thickness.
Yeah.
To get that to achieve that stitch, we might never get it to look quite like that.
Yeah.
But what it's doing here is what we can see. We can see the bobbin thread coming up from underneath.
Yeah.
So.
So where should the bobbin thread should normally be centre? Is that the idea?
That's
with
right.
the thread?
The loop.
Yeah.
The loop should be sort of in the middle of the material.
Yeah.
And obviously, like as we get down towards the end here, so I've started to back off the top.
Yeah.
A bit, so it's starting to disappear. So I think, you know, with the setting that I had now, with a folded bit of paper under there, you would probably get a stitch that looks like that on the way up.
Yeah. And bobbin tension, that's just putting a restriction on the actual bobbin spinning.
Yeah, or the thread as it's coming out of the bobbin.
Yeah. So it's holding the thread, not the bobbin.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Just holding the thread.
Yeah. It's a nice contrast, isn't it?
That's
the yellow and
pretty
brown.
good. In a single layer.
Well, the double thread looks pretty good too, doesn't it?
We can always do that.
Yeah. Do you have machines with double threads?
Yeah, we do. We've got a
yeah.
double stitch machine down there that sort of stitches, you know, about that wide.
Yeah, 10mm offset. Yeah. It's looking pretty good there too, isn't it?
Yeah. That would possibly, if we did a double stitch, right?
You could alternate them.
We could do one way and one the other way.
Yeah, nice.
And then it sort of balances it out a little bit. It probably, it sort of, I think it would trick the eyes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would trick the eyes in a way that you sort of, you know, looking at it from either side, it would appear, it would look the same.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
That might be that could be something to try.
Yeah. We'll run with that. Yeah, I reckon.
Is it okay?
Yeah, I reckon it's a good idea.
I reckon I'd been in my trade for a few years before I even knew before I'd even seen a set of those. When I was an apprentice, they just go, "Here's a razor blade.
Yeah.
Unpick that."
Are they shears, the little ones? Is that what they refer to them as?
Yeah. These are snippers.
Snippers.
These are shears.
Okay.
Thread trimmers.
Thread trimmers.
Shears.
Yep.
Scissors are for cutting paper.
Yep.
You know, shears.
And whistles still the one for these?
Who makes? I don't know who makes these. I think they're just a little Japanese thing.
Yeah.
You know, Triple B or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
You can buy very exotic ones of these. I've seen these. I've seen these online with made of Damascus steel.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
Like all you know, with engraving on them like high-end shotguns and things like that. You know, it's like Jesus.
Yeah.
Is someone getting pretty serious?
Yeah. And around the world, who do you think leads the way with sewing? Like machinery, Japan's obviously been up there for a long time.
I think the Europeans. I think you know, brands like Pfaff and Adler.
Yeah.
Things like that. Like if I had whatever budget I wanted to buy sewing machines, they would be Pfaff, Adler, Dunkorf, things like that.
Yeah.
The European manufacturers. Japanese make beautiful stuff.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. But I think time proven and just for kind of beautiful machines with really fine componentry and everything that works really well.
Yeah. And they make some old ones too. The
they've been making sewing machines.
Yeah, all those brands. Yeah. You know. Are they German?
Most of them are. And like all the Japanese stuff, you know, it's like Singer sewing machines. They've been Japanese for a long time, but originally they were British.
Yeah, okay.
You know, built in the UK. You know, and the sewing machines we have downstairs here that we use for the shade sails. They are a copy of a design that was original Singer. Designed and built in the UK, probably, you know, even back to before they had electric sewing machines, when they were a foot treadle. The actual mechanism, the design of the mechanism and how it all works, changing the drive from this direction to this direction, effectively unchanged in 100 something years in those type of sewing machines. You know?
And if someone's just beginning and interested in sewing, and not just home sewing, but more industrial and playing around with this sort of stuff, what sort of sewing machine would
these kinds of something like this.
Like,
or one that we've got down there that we're going to sell, or something like this little one here.
Yeah.
This little thing here, little Jackso.
Yeah.
You know. It's you know, it's just a small, light, industrial walking foot still.
Yeah. So what's a walking foot?
So you have, you know, its feet actually go like this. You have two types. You have a plain sewer, which most of what your domestic sewing machines are. So a plain sewer, this foot goes up and down.
Yeah.
Right? And that's all it does.
Yeah.
And that's what this one is basically.
Yeah, yeah.
This is a plain sewer.
So
not everything's walking together.
Yeah.
Right? It goes up and down. It doesn't move forward or backwards. Right? It just goes up and down. This is a walking foot. It steps forward. I've never used this machine. It goes up and down, and this foot steps forward.
Yeah.
And then the feed dog things underneath, they come forward as well, so it works together.
Yeah.
Right?
Whereas the one we're using, the
one we're using now
is just the bottom.
This is you can see on this one, or it's a heavier duty machine.
Yeah.
And it's
you got the bottom
stepping.
Yeah.
And the bottom's working, and then so that's a walking foot.
So the foot's the bit that's coming down. That's,
A plain sewer basically just goes up and down.
Yeah, and the bottom moves.
And the bottom moves.
Yeah.
Walking foot does this, and then there's another one. Then there's the next version, which is like a compound feed.
Yeah.
Walking foot, and that's both feet are doing this.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
And getting nice movement through and not
climb up things and keep sewing.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
It's not affected by thickness and all those kinds of things, and that's what we use.
Okay.
Downstairs.
Yeah.
That's what we use downstairs, sewing our shade sails, and ultimately the best, smoothest kind of sewing machines are, you know, full compound for walking foot machines.
And for leather work, you'd want that opposed to the
It keeps the stitch size even all the time.
Yeah, you got
almost irrespective of the thickness of the material.
Yeah.
It can climb up over where you get a change in thickness and all those kinds of things.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, a lot of different. A lot of different bits and pieces with sewing machines.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of technology in them now. Ones like this one.
Yeah.
This has, you know, things like these ones. This has needle positioning.
Okay.
That's what that device there is. So it always stops with the needle down or the needle up, and you can choose that. Yeah. You know, got these servo motors under here where you can have it select a few settings and speeds and all these kinds of things. So yeah. That's
and that would do leather too. It's just the stepping foot would is
that would
more forgiving.
Be a bit too light for it.
Yeah.
We would use that for sewing
more material.
You know, really lightweight upholstery vinyls and things like that. You know.
Yeah.
Like I say, it's been sitting there for a while. The other owner, she used to love it, but we've never used it.
Yeah. Yeah.
We sort of toss up and say, do we want to keep it? Or, you know.
Yeah.
We've sort of got the next version of it up. Sitting down there is one of the ones that we're looking at to decide whether we sell it or keep it. You know.
Yeah, that's the grey one.
That's that grey. That old grey one down there. That's an ancient old Singer canvas darning machine.
Okay.
That's been that is apparently. So I've been told that's like one of the original sewing machines that this business owned. Right. You know, 29 years ago or something, and it wasn't even brand new then. Canvas darning machine, we don't. It's a bit obsolete for us. Get rid of that. Yeah. Hoping somebody who likes horse rugs wants to buy it. Yeah. And then that next one's a bit of an upgraded version of this kind of thing, or in terms of it's the weight that it will sew. It's a bit more. You know, this is a lightweight industrial. That's a midweight. Yeah. And
So we're now doing the opposite way. Opposite
way up.
Yeah.
Try and create that illusion of it being, you know, given that someone's standing on the other end of the table tennis table, you know.
Looking pretty nice.
It's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's beautiful. Nice colouring too, the leather and the thread. It all goes,
in the yellow.
all goes well.
As well with the, with the colour of the screen.
Yeah.
Take the white line off there.
Yep.
Pretty even and straight for, not for a twin needle machine.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I'll have to see if I've got some hand stitch needles down there and see how that sort of. So, did you want to take these and did you want to cut them to length today? Or
Yeah, well, look, I've got the length.
You've got the
Yeah,
length,
I think we put a strop on it and yeah.
So, do you want to have a look at this one as well? Do we do it again on this one and see what this one here looks like?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter which edge was the top, or they both the same. Doesn't matter which edge is the top, does it?
Yeah, whichever one. I'll cut another one of these for you.
Sure. I'll go and see if I can
Yeah.
like these then I can try and tuck those ends loosely away and get up there, cut some leather roll.
Yeah, I'll
Something about leather, isn't it?
There is. I'll be in Monday to start my apprenticeship. It's fascinating stuff, though.
Definitely different. Look, I love working with. I enjoy working with leather.
Yeah.
And that's the part. That's the sort of motor trim and stuff that I like.
Yeah.
It's just because, and I think just because it's the leather.
Yeah.
That's sort of what it is about it. That's what I say these days. I do motor trimming for the pleasure and the enjoyment of doing the craft.
Yeah.
Actually, that's probably a bit skinny. I'm using the. I went away from my lines. I was using the whole width of that ruler.
Yeah. So I've done the same.
Oh, is that the width of the ruler?
Yeah.
I just looked a bit skinny.
Yeah, but
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yep.
No worries. That's just my eyesight.
Yeah.
That's the thing with my motor trimming these days. That's what I'm saying. But I don't do it for the. I just do it for. I like the craft part of it. Okay, I'm not doing it for nothing.
Yeah,
People,
yeah.
I like the craft part. I sort of like to play with the leather, and I sort of like to keep the skills in.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But we make big commercial shit.
Yeah, and then when you're running a business too, you don't get the time on the machines all the time either, do you? You become an organiser.
I do.
Yeah.
We're just smashing stuff out.
Yeah.
like all these kind of trades though, well, it's one of those things, a bit of a, you know, it's becoming a bit of a dying art.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
A few of the guys in motor trimming tell me that for the first time in years and years, they've had some interest from young people
Okay.
wanting to learn it.
Yeah.
That's the sort of thing inspired by car shows and
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
in this sort of trade putting stuff on, you know, online and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
They can
yeah.
have a look and see.
Yeah.
And oh, yeah, I like the idea of that. And, you know, one dude said to me, he said, I've had a couple of inquiries from guys who are older, like, you know, say mid-30s dudes,
Yeah.
who don't have any kind of a trade,
Yeah.
just been doing whatever,
Okay.
you know, and sort of,
Yeah.
you know, like their cars and like this sort of stuff and figure they're a bit handy and crafty and want to have a bit of a crack at something,
Yep.
wanting to learn it. You know? That's interesting, I think. Have a, you know, come along late as an adult apprentice and learn the stuff, but there's not a whole lot of money in it, you know. That's the thing. It takes a long time, and that puts people off it.
Yeah. Well, I think the alternative offshore is the big thing, isn't it? Where the money goes, people look for
There's a lot of
trying to make a dollar.
There's a lot of fitters
Yeah.
around now.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Guys who say, "Oh yeah, I'm a motor trimmer,"
Yeah.
and they're fitting up leather interiors and they're installing stuff made by other people.
Yeah.
And we always use the definition that can you sew? Do you know how to pattern something and sew something? And so this, I think, is kind of the way I did my trade, and the way that Jason and I've learnt. I think that's what's kind of disappearing, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get guys around the place. I was talking to a guy this week, got in contact with me through one of my suppliers. He's got a business over in Carrum Downs, and he just does boats.
Yeah.
You know, just boat covers,
Yes.
boat upholstery. He's an upholsterer by trade, and he says, he goes, I've got so much work. He goes, but I'm just a one-man band.
Yeah.
He said, I've got a girl who works with me, helps me strip stuff down, and she's pretty good at patterning and all this sort of stuff. But he doesn't want to teach or train anyone. He just wants to work his way to his retirement. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, he's happy doing what he's doing. He's making enough money and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you know, when people like that decide to give it away, that was one of our reasons for buying this business. It's like, well, these businesses never change hands or sell. They just close down and disappear.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But for, you know, total custom-made things, there's no opportunity to send them offshore.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah. You need the hand.
Yeah.
You're talking to someone.
They'll do your, do a set of car seats, but they've got a base pattern because they're all the same.
Yeah.
You can customise anything within that pattern. But, you know, to do a custom thing, no, they can't manage that sort of stuff. And I get guys calling me all the time with, you know, doing hot rods and doing custom things where they, you know, need something. I want to customise this seat. I want to change this to be like this, or I want to use this thing in this application.
Yep.
And they go, I just can't find anybody to do it. It really is a dying, bit of a dying art, bit of a dying profession.
Well, I think with YouTube now, there's so much opportunity for people to learn about stuff, isn't there? And to get interested in these sort of things. Because I think, when I was a kid, you know, interested in woodworking or whatever you do, I was into pigeon racing for one bit. And you go to the technical wood shop in Melbourne, and there'd be like 2 books there, and you'd have to order them in and wait for them, and you'd read them. But now there's just, I mean, the internet too. Like it's
now you can sit there and actually watch somebody
you can
doing it.
go down the rabbit hole, can't you? If you're interested in something, you can really delve into it. So hopefully, you know, it gets more people interested.
The kids are fantastic researchers these days,
Yes,
aren't they? That's
yeah.
what I noticed with
Yeah.
Hamish. His ability to teach himself things
Yeah.
and learn about stuff. And, you know, we'll be talking about something while we're having dinner, or we're just chatting away about something.
Yeah.
Oh, the next thing I know,
Yeah.
you know, I think he's just tooling around on his phone, not engaging in the conversation.
Yeah.
But he's actually Googled something, he's looked something up, and then he's coming back to me with a pile of facts and information. And it's like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
You know.
You've gone for a 10.5 gap this time?
What's that?
Gone for a 10.5 gap?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's looking pretty good.
What did I use on that one?
No, you went 10 there, but I think you're gone at a half a mil. No, it's pretty spot on. You got a good eye.
It's a different part of the foot. Well, you use the foot as your guide. Yeah, that looks
good.
very even.
Yeah.
You know, when you look at
it looks
both
beautiful.
sides of how the stitch appears to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one do you like more? The crinkled one or the straight one?
I'm thinking the crinkled one, but what do you think?
Yeah, I think it looks quite good.
Yeah, I mean they're both interesting.
You know,
yeah, it's a bit more nettish, isn't it?
It hasn't flattened it out too much.
Yeah, and I think it catches the light more, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And by the time it's sort of, I think that the crinkly one would take a little bit more tension.
Yeah.
To
to hold straight.
To keep it out straight.
Yeah.
But I don't think it'll be a problem. You know, once it's sort of like it will sit straight once it's sitting down.
Yeah. So strop wise, just something like that, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And probably not too tight out a little bit.
No, not too tight.
It's a pretty tricky electric motor too, isn't it? To be able to like hold there and.
Yeah, well, it's this clutch motor.
Yeah, it's clever. So it's the clutches. It's the motor's going full time.
Yeah, the motor's going all the time.
It's the clutch that does this.
When you engage the pedals, when you press down the pedals, you're engaging the clutch.
Yeah, so that's where yeah. So this tennis table, we're going to, this will complete it, but we're going to take it down to the beach.
Right.
And have film it and have it in the sand and play a couple of games of table tennis.
Cool. So let us know when you're doing it.
Yeah.
I'll bring the beer down.
Yeah.
Check it out.
So it should be quite an interesting video.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think, this sort of stuff and the Leffler's place, they're all, it's anyone's into anything really. It's just an interesting story, isn't it?
Yeah.
All the, most people don't get to see this sort of stuff.
You know, and it's like one of those things. People see interesting things and they're like, where the hell did that come from?
Yeah.
You know.
That's right.
All right, that one's gone on there pretty neat.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. Yeah.
Chuck one end of this one.
Yeah.
See how we're looking.
We'll start again. Yeah, so just here with Dan Snellgrove.
Yep.
from Selby.
Selby's Canvas and Shade.
Canvas and Shades. Tell us a bit about your business.
So Selby's is a business that's been around for about 28 years.
Yep.
We took it over from the previous owner at the end of the year last year, right at the end of the year when she went into retirement.
Yep.
And primarily we make shade sails.
Yep.
It's our core business here. We fabricate shade sails, retail and wholesale for the shade industry, independent shade installers, builders, landscapers, people like that who are doing projects and who install their own structures or hardware or replacing existing shade sails. On top of that, we fabricate canvas tarps for transport industry and things like that as well. And we do all kinds of interesting bits and pieces that people can't find somebody else to do. It's that
including cushions for older Italian
that's right.
men.
It's that custom made thing or that thing that somebody wants that who makes this sort of stuff. And we try and accommodate as much of that sort of stuff as we can. But mostly we make big stuff in here, shade sails and most of the shade sails that you see around Casey City Council area and that sort of thing, they've all been made by us. We've got lots of them spread all over the peninsula. We've got installers that are pretty widespread around Victoria. We dispatch out to the country area, up to the country and out to the Western District as well. But that's what we do.
And you mentioned the Westgate Bridge. You're doing repairs.
We pretty regularly repair the flags that the Australian flags and the that are flying off the Westgate Bridge. We do about every 6 weeks. We sort of get a set of those in that we repair. It's just a thing that has been coming to this business for a long time, and we've got a specialist flag sewing kind of casual sewing machinist who likes to come in here and spend a day with us and fix a few flags.
And you're patriotic. You only do Australian flags, or
we do.
Yeah.
We
Do
do.
other
They're
flags?
pretty much the last round we had the Timor Island flags. I think they were the Timor Strait Island flags. Torres Strait Island flags. We had them. We had a couple of Aboriginal flags here just to rehem them. But mostly the Australian flags. They're the ones that we get because we've got the materials and the colours to work with those. So.
And you mentioned too the pool covers for winter.
Yes.
That's a new line you're getting to.
That we're going to try and get out into. It's dust and debris and anti-duck covers for your swimming pool, and we've been working hard on sort of developing that kind of thing. It's like a shade cloth mesh type material that's suspended over your pool and has adjustable tension straps. It's the kind of thing you fit it in the middle of autumn. Once the season gets to the time of year where you're not enjoying your swimming pool anymore, it saves you having to look after it when you're not enjoying it. You sort of install the cover sort of in the middle of autumn and remove it in the middle of spring, and it saves you having to clean out your pool all the time or have ducks decide to habitate in your backyard because they like your pool. And that's a bit of a new thing that we've been working on. How we make them, how we measure them up, how we install them, and we sort of finally got to the point where we've kind of got that stuff down pat now. And we're sort of getting out there. We've done a few jobs and we've done a few sample installations that we're, associates and that sort of thing, colleagues and things that we've done done pool covers for. So we're hoping that as we go into, as we get through the next shade sale season, that's something that we can start to expand a little bit in as well.
That's good.
Truck covers, ute tonneau covers, all those kinds of things.
Stuff.
Interesting things.
Yeah.
That
Well, we've known each other for a little while now. I think we first got involved with some camper trailer items and some furniture for a job covers.
Custom making some canvas pieces for your.
It was a little while ago now.
That was a long time ago now. In reality, that's probably. What is it? 20 years since I moved to the peninsula. And that was probably that was probably easily 10 to 15 years ago that we did that. So.
And tell us a bit about your history. Like, how did you get into your craft?
So
You started, that was your first job in,
yes,
moved
yeah,
into
it was, yeah. I just
upholstery fitting?
wasn't great at school. Needed to go and do something a bit more creative and get involved. So I was lucky. I got an apprenticeship straight from school. As a vehicle upholsterer, motor vehicle trimmer, and that's what I trained in. And I did that for quite a long time. Till I started, I probably did that for 10 years.
So that was
solid.
seats and door covers and...
Everything automotive interior.
Yeah. Do you want a break?
Yeah, we'll take a break.
Yeah. Thanks for seeing us today.
No worries.
Thanks for helping in. It's been good catching up.
Yeah, it's been a good day.
I'm with Dan Snellgrove from Selby Canvas and Shade.
Yep.
Thanks for your help.
No worries. You're very welcome.
Yeah, I think we've known each other for about 15 years. I think we established.
Yeah.
Done a bit of work over the years, and thanks for helping out today. But we were talking earlier about your introduction to upholstering and your craft.
Yeah.
Where did all that start?
Started with leaving school, needing to do something. Good parents, at least, if you're going to leave school, get an apprenticeship. I got lucky. I sort of more or less fell into something that suited me. I probably didn't even know what an auto upholsterer or a motor trimmer was at the time, but it ended up being an apprenticeship and in a trade that suited my aptitude. We all say you can teach almost anybody a technical trade. But a craft-based kind of trade, it's a hard thing. It's hard to teach. You've got to have some aptitude for it. You've got to have some skills and some, ability. And it's just been something that suited me, and I've always enjoyed it. And I've done it I've been a motor trimmer for 40 years now. I did an apprenticeship as a young guy, and I've spent time working for other people. I've spent a lot of time working for myself. I've worked doing sort of ordinary, everyday motor trimming, seat repairs, car dealership kind of stuff. But, I suppose in the last 10 years of my working life as a motor trimmer, I've really kind of graduated into, restorations of collectible cars and custom interiors and things like that.
Yeah.
And in about 2018, through a friend, I got the opportunity to learn about making shade sails and start making shade sails for him. And so I was doing both things. I was complementing my motor trimming work by doing shade sails, and straight away I realised I wished I'd known about making shade sails 20 years earlier, because I would have been retired. Yeah. And then the opportunity to buy this business came along, to take this business over from the previous owner on her retirement, and as much as a business opportunity for myself, it was for myself and my best mate, who's the investor here. It worked out that a big part of our interest was just to not have another one of these businesses disappear, where these kind of workshops disappear and the skills disappear with it, and people go, well, where can we get that thing fixed, or where can we get that thing made, or whatever. So this is where we find ourselves now. Yeah.
And you talked about getting the band back together. You've got your old apprentice and some other people back in the fold.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, myself, my investor here, he's been my best mate since we were 12 years old. The guy who I've worked for me now, Jason, he's in here 3 days a week. He's a guy who, when we were 16 years old, we trialled against each other for our apprenticeships. About a month down the track, they thought actually it's pretty fun having a young bloke around. Shortly. And they ended up bringing him on board as well. So the two of us did our apprenticeships, worked through our apprenticeships together. Then we went through a spell a few years later where Jason had bought one of the company's businesses, and I went and worked for him as his workshop manager. He's sort of leading hand tradesman, and we've done our separate things, and here we are. We sort of find ourselves 15 years down the track, back working together again, and it's good. It's a really good. It's a good thing. We work well together. He and I. We bounce off each other well.
You got that history.
He's a guy who ran a really successful small business for 29 years, and so having his input around the place is good as well as having his skills and and just working amongst friends, with friends, for friends. You know, it's kind of a good thing.
That's
it works
good,
well.
good story.
I like it. It ticks a lot of it ticks the boxes for me.
Yeah.
So
Everyone's in
I
it for the
enjoy
right
that
reason.
part of it,
Yeah. And your apprenticeship, where did you do that?
With Woods Auto Shops.
Yeah.
And they're a company that was big in automotive panel beating and all those sorts of things. And they had a couple of trim shops around the place. And they had one that was in Blackburn, and they had another one that was in Church Street, Richmond, opposite the Bryant May factory.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it was ended up as a Dutton's collectible car showroom after we moved out of there. So that's basically where we did our apprenticeship. We moved that shop to Hawthorn.
And that was vinyl and leather work, internal trim and seating?
That was automotive sunroofs and, retrofitted aftermarket leather interiors, but back in those days we used to actually make them rather than import them, and all the repairs and all those kinds of things. And we were lucky, we had a pretty good exposure to classic cars because we were doing restoration stuff as well as the run-of-the-mill everyday, everyday driver that needs a seat repair or, fixing van loads of forklift seats and all those kinds of things. In the days before it was cheaper to just go online and buy a brand new forklift seat.
Yes.
So we did a lot of that sort of stuff, and that was Richmond. It was an interesting place to be at the time, and match factory out the front, gangsters out the back.
Yeah.
It was
And any advice for someone that's interested in what you do? Where would you send someone that felt that they might have a passion and a future in sewing and upholstery and trimming?
Look, it's
we talked about it being sort of a dying trade, but
it is a dying trade. It is
Yeah.
a dying trade. Probably don't get into it if you want to be rich. But if you're a creative person and that kind of, you have a need to be creative, it's probably an interesting trade if you're good with your hands, you know your way around tools. You don't have to know about cars and things like that. You need to know it's a handcraft trade, and there's still opportunities out there for people to get into it and learn. I think probably one of the best ways in the world today with YouTube and so much social media, if somebody's interested in it, have a dabble in it. Find a sewing machine. Try and you can look, learn. There's opportunities to self-start with teaching. I think Holmes Glen, they do like some skilled labour kind of courses where they teach people a lot of the basic kind of stuff and pre-apprenticeship type scenario. I'm not sure if there is still the trade school running for automotive upholstery, but Holmes Glen certainly do a couple of pretty comprehensive courses that are for either marine fabrication, furniture upholsterers, textile industry. It includes motor trimming. So there's opportunities out there for people to go to TAFE and to learn. It's great. It is a great thing for someone to have a crack at by themselves and look at YouTube videos and join forums and chat groups and ask questions. Most of the time they'll find they'll get help and advice and
No, good
learn
one.
to sew. That's the key.
Learn
to use a sewing machine. That's
and
the key
and
thing.
follow your passion.
It is. That's right. If you've got an interest in it, follow a
Take it
passion.
further.
And get your creativity on.
Yes.
That's what I do.
That's right.
When I'm finished, when I'm sick of making shade sails for the week, and I've done the run of the mill stuff. This stuff, making shade sails is not hard. There's a bit of dark art to it, but it's not hard. I often find myself going home and I take a coffee out to the workshop, my workshop at home on a Saturday morning, and I just like to
have a dabble,
get my creativity going, and I get out there and do something that sort of I find satisfies my creative urge.
Nice. Well, we'll have to maybe have a look at your home studio at some point.
One day. Next time I've got something. Next time I'm working on something flash in there.
No, very good. Well, thanks for your time today.
No worries, Rob.
And nice to see you as always.
Always.
Yeah, and it was a lot of fun.
And you need to let me know when the table tennis table is going to be unveiled down at the beach or whatever. And
we'll
I might not play table tennis, but I'll come down and drink a beer and watch what everybody else is doing.
That's good. Yeah, sounds good. Look forward to it. Appreciate your time. Yeah,
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, Dan.
Good.
Cheers.